Good morning and welcome to the Learning Lounge. I'm Craig Burnett, your host for today, and we've got a lot of great sessions going on in the Learning Lounge here in the corner of the room. Don't forget to sign Jeff Tobe's book while you're over here at the near the Total Apps booth. But right now we have a new presentation, The Best Kept Secret of Top DRTV Marketers from Incremental Media. Please welcome Dave Smith.
Thank you. Woo.
Dave,
Thank you. Thank you. Am I on? Check, check. So if you can hear my voice anywhere in this exhibit hall, don't walk, run to the Learning Lab in the back right corner of the exhibit hall, because we're going to reveal the best kept secret of top DRTV marketers. And since I've only got 15 minutes, we're going to cut right to the chase. The secret is insert media, printed promotion pieces that travel in other vehicles. Compare it to direct mail, it's about 1/10 the cost, so you have no postage costs, low cost per thousand, high return on investment, high visibility wherever it travels, and it's easy to track sales just like television with a unique 800 number, and actually we can do even better on the website side with URLs, which we'll get to briefly. I don't usually talk this fast, but since we have 15 minutes, you're going to see me rock and roll a little bit. There's two kinds of insert media that we're going to talk about. Inserts that reach hotline buyers, people that just bought a product recently. If you were doing a direct mail campaign, you'd spend extra money to get a hotline name. That's someone who ordered in the last 30 to 90 days. And with an insert, with a package insert, someone literally just opened up the box that they got from whatever they purchased, whether it was TV or online or a mail order. So you're reaching a proven buyer very quickly. Catalog blow, and you're also reaching a buyer, but not exactly when they purchased. You're getting that piece inside of the catalog itself. A ride-along is similar to a catalog in that you're being promoted to via a mailing, but through the envelope instead of in a catalog. A card deck is a mail order buyers around a given theme, and we'll drill down a little more on all of these later. And a billing statement is someone you can reach against someone who just bought a product from a catalog or online or TV. The benefit proposition is that you can reach these people for less than 1/10 the cost of direct mail. Some people look at insert media and they say, wow, that's expensive compared to traditional print, but it's not expensive compared to direct mail, and that's what it should be compared to because it's more responsive than traditional print. Typical cost around $0.015 to $0.05 to reach a proven buyer. Now there's other kinds of inserts that'll reach a general audience. You can have billing statements and credit cards, utilities. There are co-op mailings which target geographically, things like Valpak and Money Mailer, and freestanding inserts in newspapers, often referred to as FSIs in a Sunday newspaper. The benefit proposition here is it's less targeted, but the benefit is you can reach people really inexpensively and you can target geographically, as low as about 2/10 of a penny to reach someone. All in, if you look at the channel, there's almost 12 billion in annual circulation, so it's very scalable. It's not a small channel. We're talking about package inserts, about 500 million, which seems small compared to the others, but much more responsive than the others. Catalog blow-ins, close to 3 billion. Ride-alongs, the smallest of the group, almost a little over $1 billion for billing statements, about $1.5 billion for co-op mailings, and over 5 billion circulation for freestanding inserts. So, another secret revealed. It's not really a secret. If you look at the IMS charts right now, the very current charts that are out just came out in ERA's magazine the other day, the July issue, the September issue with the July IMS charts. Which TV marketers have used insert media? Almost half. So it's not that good of a secret because half of them have figured it out, but the other half hasn't figured it out. Just a real quick reading. You can't see it from up there, but starting at the top, Guthrie Ranker with When Hair Care, Total Gym. I can't even see it up here. Works GT from Positech, Nopalea from Trivita, Shark Vacuums uses inserts, LifeLock has used inserts, Sensa Weight Loss, another Guthrie Ranker, Meaningful Beauty, Richard Simmons, which I'll get back to in a minute, Perfector Fusion Styler from TriStar, and Sheer Cover from Guthrie Ranker. I say I'll get back to Richard Simmons in a minute because I'll date myself. About 20 some odd years ago, I ran marketing for Doubleday's Book and Music Club operation, and we did one Richard Simmons bang tail to about 2 million book club members and generated over $1 million in revenue. I actually got a phone call from Richard. I wasn't in, and my assistant took the call, and he asked her what she was having for lunch because I told him I was at lunch. She said I was at lunch, and she looked at her cheeseburger and said, "A salad?" And he said, "Very proud of you, Yvonne. I'm very proud of you." But the insert's being used for many, many years. We'll drill down a little further now. So a package insert, your offer goes in a box. The box is getting shipped out to the customer of a mail order, online, or TV buyer. Usually goes in an envelope, something to the effect of, this is an actual package insert. For our valued customers only, special offers for you. Thank you for your order. Captures their attention. Usually about 4 to 12 offers in an envelope. Just giving you an idea, we kind of pulled them out so you can see. By the way, more offers in an envelope isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means it's a good program that a lot of people want to get into. Now you have the ability to target by age, by income, by gender, the types of products they buy, and the order size in some cases. So a lot of the same attributes of direct mail, but at 1/10 the cost. It is the most responsive package inserts of all insert types. It's also the most expensive. They'll ask for, a program manager will ask for $60 to $70 a thousand. That's the rate card. You'll probably pay more like $30 to $45 a thousand, 3 to 4.5 cents on a test, and about 20 to 35 when you get into rollout and you have some volume and you can have some negotiating power. This is a quick snapshot. Lots of different categories that you can choose as interests. I've highlighted a couple of the bigger ones in yellow. A general merchandise buyer is a large category, very responsive. Health, meaning someone who's buying either health books or health vitamin supplements, things along those lines. You can target moms of kids. You can target men through men's apparel, women through women's apparel. Seniors are a big category in terms of reaching an older audience. And a couple of examples, Publishers Clearinghouse, about 4.5 million packages a year. Omaha Steaks, Puritan's Pride is a vitamin catalog. Golf Warehouse, Blair Women's Wear is a big women's apparel catalog. Fragrance Net is representing an online shipment. Many of the others, by the way, are online shipments as well. They just either ordered, they got the catalog, they ordered it online. So it's a mix of online and offline buyers. You can reach the same type of people with catalog blow-ins. The pieces going inside a catalog, but the difference is instead of getting them right when they bought, you're getting them when they're getting promoting. You're reaching them when they get promoted too. Cost about a half. Response is about half. The upside is it's got a really big rollout potential. The downside is it's not quite as consistent in its performance because you don't know exactly who you're getting when the catalog goes out versus when it's a package. You're always getting a buyer every time. So here's an example, Chef's catalog. Bose is an inserter. The insert goes inside. The catalog gets flipped over, and they mail it out. Typical cost, about $35, $40 is what they're going to ask. You'll pay more like $20 to $25. And you'll roll out in the $12 to $20 range, depending on how much demand there is for that catalog. You get to target by the same things as before: age, income, male, female, average order, and purchasing category. And a couple of examples. Carol Wright, big general merchandise catalog that targets women. Heartland America, big general merchandise catalog that targets men. Blair is another example of women's wear. One step ahead is a kids catalog. Gardener Supply is obviously gardening, reaching an older audience. You have the ability, this between packages and catalog blow-ins, there's well over 1,000 programs on the market. So you got to work with someone who knows which are the good ones, which are the not so good ones in terms of being responsive. Ride along, similar to a catalog blow-in because you're reaching them when they get promoted to. The difference is instead of traveling in a catalog, it's traveling in an envelope. Cost is fairly comparable to package inserts, and the response is fairly comparable. This is a sample of one, believe it or not, it's still around, Columbia House DVD Club. A bunch of inserts that'll be in from Columbia House that they're promoting to buy their DVDs, and there'll be about 2 more inserts from outside marketers that get to ride along with them. You can target by age, income, male, female breakout, and usually various categories of interest. We have a few listed down here. There's lots more. Now, statements for hotline buyers, which later on we'll talk about statements for general audience. They reach the same people as package inserts, except instead of right when they bought, it's a month after they bought. They're getting their bill or getting their invoice. Cost is typically about $20 to $35 a thousand. One of the benefits is it's not as cluttered as a package insert envelope. You've got about 1 to 3 inserts in a billing statement. And the response is close to package inserts, a little less expensive most of the time and a little less responsive. Here's an example of a sort of more narrow, usually a 3.5 by 6 inch that's going to fit inside of a billing statement. You can target by the same categories as before: age, income, female, and purchasing category. Moving on, card decks. If you've received them in the mail, they literally look like a deck of cards, a 3.5 by 5 inch, roughly, uniform-looking cards, one after the other. Pretty cluttered, about 40 to 50 cards in the deck. It's a shrink-wrapped them usually in a clear or sometimes with some kind of creative on the outside to entice you to come in. Typical cost about 12 to 30 bucks. Includes the cost of printing on the card. So the other inserts, you're printing a separate piece. In this case, it's included in the cost. The flip side is you also could do an insert inside of a card deck. It costs you more because you got to print a piece, but you have a nice presence with a big 4-color piece. A couple of examples: fisherman's card deck, gardening, it'll be lots of different categories. This is just a sample of a bunch of cards kind of laid out so you get an idea. And in here, your ability is to target, it's all around various interests. So we have gardening and hunting and fishing and woodworking seniors. There's a lot of B2B catalogs out there and a lot more that I don't have listed here. All right, now we're going to talk about reaching a general audience. So it's not as targeted, it's not as responsive, but it's also not as expensive. Billing statements, you guys probably get them in your credit cards all the time. You got bank credit cards, gas cards, utility cards, retail cards. Another area to reach general audience is co-op mailings. The money mailer, Valpak, Red Plum shared mail, very inexpensive compared to some of the other channels. You have the ability to target geographically here. So this is a really good tool, depending on what your goal is. If you need to run in a certain region of the country, you can target down to the zip code level. You can target by age and income. There's all sorts of demographic and psychographic information that can be overlaid to try and hone in on reaching the right person. And then last but not least, and this is by far the least expensive of the inserts, freestanding inserts in newspapers. In the Sunday newspapers, you're talking about as low as about 2/10 of a penny to reach someone with a half a page. Very inexpensive. At the same time, you want to offer a very broad appeal because you're not reaching a targeted audience, you're reaching the masses. Think of this as almost short form TV versus your package insert where you have a nice 4-color, 4-page insert, maybe even more. That's your long form, if you will. And weekly circ of about 60 to 70 million from several different sources. So double that number. It doesn't run every week, but it runs almost every week. They skipped, Memorial Day and Labor Day and so forth. So you're blown away. You're convinced. I want to do a test. This is what it looks like. To do a package, and I'm starting with package inserts because it's the place that you would want to start because it always has the highest ROI. Excuse me. Typical test, about $20,000 to $25,000 all in. That includes the printing of the pieces, the shipping of the materials out to the warehouses, and the media cost, which is the space in the packages. That would be about 12 to 16 different programs. I gave you examples of programs before. We're talking about 300,000 to 400,000 pieces of people that you're going to reach. You need about 8 to 10 weeks lead time to actually get it in the mail. And your goal is going to be, you're either going to be selling product or generating a lead. Those are the two things you're going to use for insert media. It works well for both. You're going to measure your results just like you do on TV. You're going to have a unique 800 number. You're going to have a unique web URL. And now with television, we're going to drill down on that in a minute. Unique web URL so that you can trace everybody that you ran in every program every month. Much more exact than television. You could use a promo code as an alternative, but we don't like that as much. And your MERs are typically comparable to television, usually in the 2.5 to 3.0 range. We've had MERs as high as, believe it or not, over 20 for given programs. And you can also have a 0.5 for something that bombs. But the overall average typically around 2.5 to 3. We talked about tracking results at the bottom there. You have a unique 800 number and a unique web URL. So and it's always in black. We print it in black so that it's a black plate change so you can have variable codes for each. Try Total Gym 1 as an example. We have Try Total Gym 2 and 3 and 4. We have some clients where we have as many as 800 URLs that are running. So what's the rollout potential look like? Typically, will be 10 to 20% of a television budget. So it's incremental to what you're doing already. It's in addition to TV. It's not in place of. It supports TV. It doesn't compete. It supports your retail just like every other media channel in terms of brand support and driving traffic. Annually, a typical spend, we have people that are as low as $500,000, as high as $10 million. So there's clearly rollout potential that could be significant for the media channel. And that is the best kept secret for top DRTV marketers? We've got, I don't know, about 2 minutes left for questions. Anybody? Well, thank you, thank you. Any questions? Yeah. Well, what I'm suggesting, based on what I had before, is usually about a 2.5 to 3 MER, meaning for every dollar you spend, you're going to generate between $2.5 and $3 in revenue. So if that's enough of a margin, now typically you test, small, you get a read, and then you go back to the media programs that worked and roll out in big numbers, and you don't go back to the ones that didn't work. So to get that higher ROI. Anyone else? Come on, this was an exciting presentation. We must have some questions in the audience. No, all right, well, we made our 15-minute allotment. Dave Smith, Incremental Media. Needless to say, we specialize in insert media. We also specialize in print media. So if anybody's interested, I'm over here if they want to talk.